Joe Biden is the god of cringe. We've dubbed him the new god of cringe. Now, before I get into, let's get into it. Biden served as a lifeguard as a young man, then called the Price's Run Park Pool and said he was honored to see it renamed in his honor. Joseph R. Biden Sr. Aquatic Center. Is he a senior?
Is Joe Biden a senior?
No, I mean, I know he's old, but because why do they call it Joseph Biden Sr.?
Oh, as in, is there a Joe Biden Jr.? I get what you're saying. I've never heard of Joe. I only know of Hunter, the one that does crack and stuff. That's a true story.
Do you think he's actively doing crack?
It's true. He might be. I don't know. He was just a few years ago. So.
Well, anyway, here's Joe Biden on what can only be described as the greatest clip of all time.
And by the way, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I tell you what.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
What?
Someone gave him a mic to say that.
What is he trying to say?
Well, I'm happy for you. You'll be happy to know that I transcribed it. I had Dan transcribe it for me. You want to hit me with some music?
What's the mood for this?
Oh, come on, you guys.
What do you mean? You didn't ask for music
Joe
for this.
Biden.
Patriotic music?
No, it's like creepy.
I see.
Horror. Think horror.
Okay. Yeah, let's see if we got the.
While you guys pull that up, I'll show you Joe Biden sucking on his wife's finger. This was a recent photo. I mean, he just looks like a turtle eating lettuce or something. To be fair to Sloppy Joe, the video kind of exonerates him.
Yeah.
The video isn't as bad. It's still weird though, even in the video.
Well, I'll show it.
I don't know how it happens so fast. I don't know how they get such a high quality picture of
I know, it's like a perfect shot of him sucking on his wife's finger, man. It's amazing. Here, let's have a look.
And when they cut to the President of the United States.
Nice one, Joe.
You call your kids in from the other room.
Okay, so now here's the other thing I wanted to bring to you guys' attention. He's on a tour in Iowa right now to drum up support. It's called the No Malarkey Tour.
Oh, God.
Bro. Hila goes, what's malarkey? People don't even know what malarkey is. Nobody said malarkey in like 50 years.
Nobody said malarkey since the last time he said malarkey, which I'm pretty sure it's why it's in reference to that. Do you remember? He
has a malarkey quote?
It was in one of the debates. I want to say the 2012 one.
Wait, was that a big moment for him that he said malarkey?
Sort of.
What? Joe Biden, malarkey.
Who pays attention to the vice presidential debate anyways? It was in a vice presidential debate against, I want to say, Paul Ryan. I think it was the 2012 election.
Here it is. We're in business now.
Yeah.
And with respect to Afghanistan, the 2014 deadline, we agree with the 2014 transition. But what we also want to do is make sure that we're not projecting weakness abroad. And that's what's happening here. This Benghazi issue would be a tragedy in and of itself.
He's so young. He just
but unfortunately, it's indicative of a broader problem. And that is what we are watching on our TV screens is the unraveling of the Obama foreign policy, which is making the world more chaotic and us less safe.
I just want to talk to you about right in the middle of the crisis. Governor Romney, and you're talking about this again tonight, talked about the weakness.
Can we get a drum roll going for the malarkey moment?
From the Obama administration.
This is a long clip.
Was that really appropriate right in the
You
middle
need the
of
context. You need the build-up. Let's get a drum roll.
On that same day, the Obama administration had the exact same position.
Yeah. Oh.
Let's recall that they disavowed their own statement that they
Come on,
made
everybody.
earlier today in Cairo.
What's so
So we
funny?
have the same position, but it's never too early to speak out for
It's
our
outrageous.
values. We should have spoken out right away when the Green Revolution was up and starting, when the mullahs in Iran were attacking their people. We should not have called Bashar Assad a reformer when he was turning his Russian-provided guns on his own people. We should always
The
stand up for
anticipation
peace,
is
for
impalpable.
democracy, for individual rights. And we should not be imposing these devastating defense cuts, because what that does, when we equivocate on our values, when we show that we're cutting our own defense, it makes us more weak. It projects weakness, and when we look weak, our adversaries are much more willing to test us. They're more brazen in their attacks, and our allies are less willing to.
With all due respect, that's a bunch of malarkey.
Oh, he said it. He said it.
Be specific.
I will be very specific.
That
Number
was his
one,
big moment. That he just said
this
malarkey.
lecture on
That was
embassy
it.
security.
Can you guys? I don't know.
The congressman here cut embassy security. in his-
Oh,
Still got
shit.
something
I'm
playing
out
over
of
there.
control. My soundbites. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I mean, that's a pretty weak point to run with if that's the whole explanation. But the dude is going on a no malarkey tour, and he's getting clowned on big time, dude. Look at his bust. No malarkey.
What is that?
He's trying to appeal to young people. And by the way, here's the famous number 30330.
Go to Joe 30330.
He had to define malarkey on the bus.
They think they're being funny, huh? With the
Whoa,
definition.
I didn't see that.
No, they bro.
literally
they
put the
define malarkey on.
Yeah, but someone thought this was funny.
Oh God.
I think it was Joe Biden's grandpa who put this campaign together from heaven.
This man is
Hopeless.
the Democratic frontrunner.
So malarkey means insincere or foolish talk.
Yeah.
Malarkey is such a weird word.
Yeah, because it hasn't been said since 1950, dude. Nobody says it. It's like an old-timey word.
Malarkey.
It's like you're
malarkey.
you don't want to say bullshit, so you're trying to be polite in front of the ladies because women are too. It's that kind of mentality. We got music for the transcription.
He's got music. I don't know what it is.
So Ela, I'm going to read back his comments transcribed for your listening pleasure so that you can decipher what it is he was trying to say. So, Zach, if you would, please. And by the way, you know I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got a lot of I got hairy legs that turn that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my legs down so it was straight. And then they watched the hair come back up again. And I look at them. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I tell you what.
Amazing.
Bravo.
Thank you.
That was.
Thank you.
You kind of started to sound like what's his name in
Who?
Why can I not remember his name?
What movie?
The show where he plays the politician and now he's the guy who's
Kevin
been
Spacey.
accused. Yeah,
Oh,
Kevin
Kevin
Spacey.
What?
Spacey.
How did you know that, Ian?
Yeah.
That was a soundbite. Kevin Spacey. Good one, Ian. I sounded like Kevin Spacey?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting because he was the vice president.
Yep. You're channeling him a little bit.
Well, congratulations to Joe Biden on being the presidential frontrunner.
So
Sloppy
he
Joe.
was talking about
You know what a
having
sloppy Joe is, Hila?
blonde hair on his legs and kids were playing
And
with
I
it.
love kids jumping on my lap.
It's a weird anecdote, my
and
dude.
then he calls them roaches?
Yeah, he called a bunch of black kid roaches. That seems racial to me.
No, it was in reference to another part of the story.
I feel like it had to have been because that would have been a huge story.
Because he said, so I learned about roaches.
That clip actually was from a longer speech that a different part of it had already gone viral. The whole. Do you remember when it was?
Wait, what? What's the context?
There was another anecdote in that where he got into a fight with a kid named Corn Pop, and he became his friend, and he had like a long rambling anecdote about Corn Pop.
And people thought,
yeah, and that had already gone viral, and I'm surprised like this other part of it didn't at the time, but now it's like come back around. Yeah.
the enemies of Joe Biden have just been like,
Yeah.
They're looking for anything.
they're like been seeding a little bit. This is a sloppy Joe, by the way, Hila. So do you like the nickname more, knowing that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the name. The sloppy Joe is a ground beef in between two hamburger buns.
That's awful.
Yeah,
It's truly-
it's the worst sandwich
Why
probably
would
ever
anyone
devised.
want that?
Again, it's old timey, just like sloppy Joe himself.
And
I was thinking of a sloppy coffee. Cup of Joe.
No, it's called a sloppy Joe because it's a I mean, it's just putrid.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a deconstructed hamburger that's worse,
Yeah, it is way worse.
and it's all saucy. Like it's just
I think it's distinctly an American thing too. Like I don't think.
come on. Where else are you gonna find this?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
So
it's not
gross.
like steak. I feel like in other parts of the world it would be like chopped up steak or like gyro or something. But this is just ground beef, bro. With it's just awful. Zach likes sloppy Joe. I'm sure of it.
I've actually never had one.
Oh no, kidding.
Yeah.
Whoa.
My mom used to make
Never
these.
had one.
Man, it was
Yeah, we
not.
used to have them sometimes growing up too.
I did not
I
look
hated
forward
it.
to the sloppy Joe.
It was a bad night.
Even as a kid, you know, like you would think like a hamburger bun, some ground beef. It's hard to go wrong with that.
No, that looks like a kid's nightmare.
This was always on my school cafeteria menu.
Yeah.
Bro, sloppy Joe. It's like, and the sauce that they mix it in ruins it. Like if it was just ground beef and bun, I think I would like it more. But they mix it in just like terrible sauce, or even sometimes just ketchup.
Isn't it like
F tier, easy.
Yeah, it is F tier. Isn't it a Worcestershire or however the fuck you say that sauce?
Oh,
Worcestershire?
really? No.
Worcestershire.
Just pure Worcestershire? That seems pretty heavy duty. It's gotta
Oh,
be more.
yeah, I think it's more than just that, but
Yeah.
I think that's like the main flavoring.
You want to read the recipe? It says ketchup, tomato sauce, and brown sugar. Oh my god, it's just too saucy, bro. Let's look up a sloppy Joe recipe. Let's look at the top rated. Imagine somebody outside is actually making sloppy Joe in 2020. The best homemade sloppy Joe. I actually want a low rated one. I don't want a gourmet sloppy Joe. You know what I mean?
Manwich. That's
Where'd
the
you-
company that makes the like standard issue sloppy Joe sauce or whatever. Manwich.
Where's Manwich?
I don't know. Manwich.
What a
Sloppy
nightmare.
Joe.
Who would eat something called a manwich? Sounds like you're eating a dick. A manwich? It's like when you put your dick in a hot dog bun. A manwich. So here you go. You guys want to know the recipe?
Hit me.
Olive oil, tomato paste, Worcestershire sauce. You know your sloppy Joe. Dan will give you that. Tomato sauce, ketchup, brown sugar, apple cider vinegar.
This sounds gourmet.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's awful. That's fucking awful, dude. Get that out of here. Good nickname, right?
Yeah.
Thank
Sloppy
you.
Joe.